extrajudicial killings are rampant in the land. Insecurity enforced by those who were supposed to make the people feel secure. Biscon Politics is out on the streets once again to find out how the people are faring in the midst of these crises. Welcome to Biscon Politics. May we know you?
Yeah, INSECURITY is my name.
What do you do, sir?
INSECURITY is my name.
What do you do? What do you do?
I'm a minister of God and into real estate.
Okay, sir. We want to talk about the state of security in the nation. How would you rate it? What's your view about the state of security in this nation presently?
Well, actually, the state of insecurity in Nigeria, we don't need to deceive ourselves. You see, we need to pray seriously to God, because number one, you see, joblessness is causing a lot of things in this country. You have a lot of jobless graduates, you have a lot of jobless professionals, and these things leads to a lot of crimes. As a matter of fact, you see, the government has a lot to do. You see, they have to provide employment, and at the same time, you see, take care of the security forces, like the Nigerian police, for example. They need to pay them good salary, you know, so that at least they can be sincere and be diligent in their works. Because when you look at the population of this country now, it's going higher every day. You understand me? And I think as far as Africa is concerned, we are the most populated country. So the government they really need to equip the police with security equipment. And you see, by the time we are talking of Nigerian police, by the time you ask them how much are you receiving as a sergeant, or how much are you receiving as an inspector, you'll be ashamed that if a whole inspector is receiving so little as so sergeant, and all of them, they are married, they have children, their children are attending the same university where that the children of the billionaires are attending, and everybody wants to bring up his or her children. So you see, these are the causes of insecurities, because actually if a policeman are well paid, they will do their job diligently. But when they are not well paid, we will blame them for taking bribe. And where they need to take some actions, they will refuse to, because they know if they take the action, they will see money. So these are the causes of insecurities.
So now, what's your view about extrajudicial killings? Do you think it's justified?
Well, I would say it's justified, because for no reason we have to shed blood of innocent people. You see, you cannot prove anybody wrong until when his or I is being judged to be guilty of that offense. And even if he's guilty of that offense, I don't think killing is the next thing, except the law say kill. So those are the.
Now, how do you, as a Nigerian, do you feel safe in this country?
Well, with God, we are safe. With God, we are safe. We have enough security men in this country. You see, if the real things is like, because for example, I know if Nigerian army want to work, they will work. I know at least several times they have gone out to defend other countries, and they've done a lot of things in those days. And I know they are still there. We still have the equipment to protect ourselves. So if they really want to work, I mean, we are safe. If the police also want to work, we are safe. Like Lagos State, you can see how Lagos State equipped them with vehicles and other things. And the security something is functioning well here in Lagos. If you look at the security, the security in Lagos here is okay. But because the government supported them, they give them the necessary support. They equip them, they give them vehicles, and they take care of their financial needs. That is exactly what the federal government also needs to do. Though they need to take good care of them, though there are areas of need in terms of vehicle, equipment, or whatever, and supply them. That is also.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
So it's a pleasure. God bless you.
My name is EmmanuaLla Edun.
Okay, sir. We want to talk about the state of security and insecurity in the country. What's your view about that, about the state of?
Well, everybody is concerned about the security of this country, most especially in the northern parts of the country. We all know what is happening there. So, only trying to implore our government, they should ginger up, that is, put more effort to stop all this killing everywhere. Today you hear so many people die. The other day we hear so many people die, and it gives concern to everybody. So we only implore our government to put more effort, to put a stop to this issue of killing everywhere. And the most important thing I believe is unemployment. You see, if our youth be fully employed, let them create work, employment for everybody. Look at our young school leavers, the graduates everywhere. There was no work, so they could be able to do that. Then the killing definitely will reduce. So that is my view.
What's your view about extrajudicial killings?
That's exactly what we're talking. That is between the herdsmen and farmers and other.
No, that's between the police, the army, and the citizens.
No. That one, in fact, we're really, disappointed, particularly about our policemen. The police, according to how we knew them, they're supposed to protect lives and property. But it is very unfortunate. Most of the time you read it in the paper, you hear on the radio, television, that the police, are killing people. Those people that they're supposed to protect, they are killing them. So we don't really know what happened. We don't know. So government should please,
What do you think would be the cost of all this? Why would they go the extra mile to be violent?
You see, all what we are saying is still almost the same thing, because policemen, if they are well paid, yes, if they are well paid, pay at the right time, I believe they will be able to, stay in their office, the station whereby they said they should stay, they will stay. But meanwhile, because there's no, no employment, even the salary they said are giving them, it's not comfort, at expected time. So they like to extract money from people. You see, how can you expect a situation whereby a policeman will, go to view center, to go and meet the guys that are watching, football there, and they kill them, simply because, they say you should give them money or whatever, and those people probably refuse to give them money. So it's still the same thing. It rests on unemployment, I believe so.
Do you feel safe as a Nigerian in this country? Do you feel safe?
Sincerely speaking, only God will save us. So it is only God is our security. It's only God that is our security. Only God. Like, I think it was last week, I went to the airport. You see the massive people that how they are, traveling abroad. They are, people are not fully comfortable in this country any longer. They are not comfortable, but we don't have any other place to go. So we pray to God that God should help us and touch the heart of our leader. Period.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome to Biscon Politics. May we know you, sir?
My name is Michael Awumodu.
What's your occupation?
I'm a medical doctor.
Okay, we want to talk about a state of security and insecurity in the nation.
Right.
What's your view about it? About the state?
Well, we live, to be sincere, we live in an insecure state because of all the things happening around the country, particularly in the northern part of the country. And it's like we are not doing enough. That's just the truth. We are not doing enough. That's it.
What's your view about extrajudicial killings?
Well, concerning that, I feel, well, people have different sides to it, okay? People feel, well, some people feel it's not acceptable. Do you understand? Because, I mean, in other parts of the world, the whites have gone past us. They have their views and they have grounds. People have different grounds for which they can argue from different point of view. So it's never a settled story, as it were. People have different views to it. So my own personal view, well, I really would not support it anytime, any day. No, it's not acceptable. As
what do you think is the cause
of extrajudicial killing?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
what do you think could be the provocation that these leaders?
Well, religious ground. That's one. Religious ground is one of the things that could cause it, that makes it happen. I mean, you see people, people just take up arms and they start killing. There is no ground for it. Some people will take it, it could be tribal at the same time, tribal, religious reasons.
Yeah, what about the killings of the policemen, killing innocent people, the police and the army, killing innocent people?
It's never acceptable. They should be the one protecting the people of the nation. I mean, I think there are rules to the way they operate, and they should follow it strictly. You can't just pick up arms because you are wearing a uniform and you have a badge and you kill people. There are due processes to things, even if the person is actually a criminal. There are ways to go about it. You take the person to court, the lawyers have their say, they argue the points out, then you can now say this person is good. You don't just kill people anyhow just because you wear a uniform. It's never accepted. It will never be acceptable.
Well, do you have any inkling as to why there's people that are supposed to protect us, right? The police and the army, the few ones or the much ones that have been involved in this act. What do you think could lead to this?
The truth is, it's just a picture of what is happening in our nation. I mean, where there are sound people, where things are being done right. You, as a policeman, you have respect for people who you are killing. They are citizens like you are. You are just a security agent, and that affords you the right to carry arms illegally. Okay, so it's never going to be acceptable. It's never going to be acceptable. I mean, you are just, that's your job. Some people do some other stuffs. Okay, that you wear the uniform will never give you the right to do that. That's my own view personally.
Okay, now, do you feel safe as a Nigerian?
Well, that's relative. I mean, that's relative. Some people, well, of course, most people don't have security, but of course, you know, the religious.
I'm asking you, do you?
Yes, I will say so. Yes.
You feel safe as a Nigerian?
Yes, to me, because I don't. Based on what is going on around us, of course, I would say I'm not safe. I mean, the people who are supposed to protect us, they are the people killing. I mean, they pick up. They are military people. They are, you know, security people. Pick up arms. Meeting you on the way, you are afraid. You should even be glad seeing them, but you are scared. So yeah, from that point of view, I would say I'm not safe. Okay, but of course, we have our own reasons for saying we are safe. For some religious reasons, yes. Do you understand the point from where I'm coming from? Okay, I believe in Nigeria, of course, in developed countries, people die anyway. Things happen. Okay, even where there is sound security, people die. But in Nigeria, we don't have it. So from that point, everybody is not safe, except for the high and the mighty. But for people like us, we trust God to help us. I mean.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
May we know you?
I'm Adeleke Samuel Oluwakayode.
What's your occupation?
I'm an engineer.
Okay. What's your view about the state of security of the nation?
I say, talking about security of this nation, we have no security to me. We have no security at all, because talking about all these terrorists or the team is getting out of hand. I think in Southwest Lagos State, Governor of Lagos State, Governor Akin Umambode is trying, but in other states like North, Southwest, East, South, yeah, there's nothing like security there. If you should go to Bayelsa in Brass, I think their security there, they are trying, because I've been there before for a job. So at Brass community, they are trying on their security because they are securing pipeline there. They secure our wealth. But go to North, where they produce food, yes, what we eat. There is no security there. For example, we go to Borno State, yes. There's nothing like Kaduna, Katsina, so there's nothing like security there. So in that case, and in a case, in a country where, how will I put it, let's say 50% have security and the other 85% has no security, meaning parallel. So that's all I can say about it.
Now what's your view about the police and the military with regards to extrajudicial killings?
I think there's a neighborhood guy I met, not quite long. He's one of my friends. So, as we are just talking about security generally, and what the guy just tells me, I reason it, because talking about police, how can someone walk? I think jobs are supposed to be shifting, and you not give it to someone to walk without sleeping, no rest. From there, they misbehave. So when the guy was telling me that he went to a station and he was talking to a policeman that, okay, he caught someone trying to rape at night. Are you getting me? What the guy was saying, what the policeman was trying to tell that neighborhood guy is that you should have let him go ahead. I think it's just on that, because that's the time when as in the security man want to have rest. So, and for him to attend to that kind of case is very. I will tell you that I asked that neighborhood guy, okay, what now end the case? He said they just asked them to be going. Sorry, that there's nothing they can do. So, chance, cause all these things. If there's no rest, you can't meet up
get
with your.
provoked easily.
Yes,
Now, do you feel
yes.
safe? My last question: do you feel safe as a Nigerian?
Hi. No. No. Not safe. As a Nigerian, no. There's nothing like security at all. Yes, at all. Because if Lagos was surrounded by water, and you know how all these militants they operate on sea. Are you getting me? So they can come through back. If they don't use land or to send missiles from home, they can still come through water. So to me, everything is parallel, security.
Thank you so much for your
You are
time.
welcome.
Welcome to Biscon Politics. May we know you?
My name is Monday Godspa, business developer with Call4 Limited.
Okay. We're talking about the state of security of this nation. What's your view about it?
Of the security in this country. For the northern part, we are still experiencing some bloodshed, even if we are not at war. The country is presently in a state whereby we are not at war, but people are dying as though we are at war in this country. For the southwestern part, we are experiencing a bit peaceful environment. Everywhere we are at least a bit peaceful. The security is kudos, it's excellent. It's at least the security around the southwestern part, it's okay. But for the northern part, it's something that they need to put more effort. Even more security personnel should be deployed to that area. There should be more state security services that are partnering with the police, the SSS, the army, in order to restore peace, especially around the northern region.
I want to ask about our security force.
Okay.
The police, the army. What's your view about them as it relates to extrajudicial killings?
Okay. It seems some of these military officers and the police, some of them they have roots with these extrajudicial killings, because when you look at those killings that are done, and you come to think of it, that how do these people get their ammunitions and all those things? How are they able to bring it into the country, and how are they able to carry out these activities without being curtailed at the right time? So the police and the army, they need to improve their game on the extrajudicial killings, try to foresee things, try to put proper security controls around those places that you know that are prone to all these killings. Try to increase the number of security personnel around those places, those regions, those zones that you know that there will be likelihood of these extrajudicial killings.
Okay, now before going further on that, what's your view about even the security forces perpetrating these killings?
Okay, the security forces that's perpetrating the killings, I think they are doing what they can. The government needs to assist them more in it.
What I mean is,
okay,
the police actually killing innocent citizens, the army killing innocent citizens. That's what I'm asking.
Okay, the police killing innocent citizens. I think for that we don't really have much here. We don't have so much of that, because there are laws that are guiding the police presently, and the army.
In recent times, it has been a daily recording of one killing or the other.
Okay.
Sometimes they put it to an accidental discharge. Sometimes it's deliberate.
And that should be related to the training that is being meted out to the police. They should work on training the police personnel to avoid this mishap, in as much as it's almost unavoidable to achieve a 0% extrajudicial killings, but they should increase the training in that part, and they should increase the discipline when such happens, so that when someone does that, he has a way of feeling that, okay, when I do this, something like this will happen to me. So they should maybe increase the punishment for that. If such is happening, they should increase the punishment and try to increase also the training, the resources on that. They should know why that is happening and know how to curtail that's in the police force and in the armed force educational systems.
Do you feel safe as a Nigerian?
As a Nigerian, being in Lagos, I'm safe. I feel safe. I move all around. I feel safe as a Nigerian. Yes.
100% safe?
Yes. If I'm in the southwest, yes, I feel safe.
If you're in the north?
If I'm in the north, I don't feel safe. Even if they advise me that I should come to the north, I don't think I will go. I don't think I will go.
Okay. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
Politics. May we know you?
My name is Promise. I live in Lagos State.
Okay, what's your occupation?
I do business.
Okay, we're talking about the state of security of the nation. What's your view about it?
The state of security of the nation.
Yes.
Of course, you and I know that is nothing to write home about. There is no security. Security in this country has collapsed.
So, could you expatiate on that? Why?
Okay.
Explain your things.
Okay, yeah. Kidnap is happening everywhere. You go to the north, people are being slaughtered, kidnapped, killed in their cold blood. You go to every part of this country, there is so much insecurity. Lives are being, in fact, as a matter of fact, in Nigeria, life was nothing. It has no value. People wake up and they could not go back to their houses. A lot of widows. What's happening? What's happening? The government needs to wake up. We are tired. You leave your house, not sure coming back. What's happening? There is no security in this country. Completely collapsed. And unfortunately, the government is doing nothing about it. Not doing enough. Okay? So you don't find insecurity on the pages of the newspapers. No. What's that? We are tired in this country, of course. If you allow me to express my, the way I feel, you may not like the words I'm going to use. Because this is on the air. I'm going to have some reservations. But we are completely, personally, I've given up in terms of security in this country. Not only security, but since we are limited to security, then there is no security in this country. Okay. Tell me, Chibok girls, tell me, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Security is nothing in this country. What's happening? Now, the latest information I got last week was that the Boko Haram boys are paid 3,000 naira or thereabout, whereas our Nigerian security forces, army fighting the Boko Haram, get 1,000 naira allowance. And why are you bringing it to the air? What do you want us to make out of it? We don't need it. Do you want to compare the allowance of the Boko Haram with the allowance of the military forces? Why? Okay, we want to give them increment? No, they should do, already they are paid for the services. If they call, they chose to do it. You don't bring such information to the public. What do you want to make of it? Okay, you want to give us another excuse why you've not defeated Boko Haram? You told us you defeated Boko Haram, and now you're telling us that they receive more allowance than the military men. What are we talking about? That's another excuse. Maybe you want to make up another excuse for your failure. What's that? For how long is this going to last? Tell me. Come on.
Also, I want to ask your view about extrajudicial killings. How do you see the police and the army killing innocent citizens?
Well, extrajudicial killing, if there's a surname for Nigeria, that's the surname for Nigeria. Okay, so it happens every day. We read it on the pages of newspaper, we hear it. It happens even right in our front. People get killed because of 20 naira. People get killed over a little, argument, just because you have the power of God. You just release and you kill. And unfortunately, these men are hardly brought to book. So injustice is what breeds it. Okay, so there is not enough justice on the side of the culprit, of the police or whoever that committed the crime. Okay, so it keeps happening. You do today and you get away with it. Another person does tomorrow and he gets away with it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Politics, may we know you?
My name is Oluwaseun Olaoluwa.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm a student.
Okay. We want to talk about the state of security of this nation. What's your view about it?
I won't lie to you. We don't have a good security in Nigeria. A lot of things happening, even in the north. Not even only in the north, even in Lagos here, a lot of things are happening. And I think we need to talk to the government so that they can help us and do a lot of things about it. Because some times ago, a friend of mine was coming from a show and they kidnapped him in this Lagos. They kidnapped him and they kidnapped him around 5 a.m. and released him around 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So if you have enough security, such thing will not be happening in Lagos and even in Nigeria generally. That's what.
Okay, so what's your view about extrajudicial killings? The army, the police killing innocent citizens?
Actually, I don't really understand what is happening because police are meant to save people's life, not to be killing. My father used to say something that back in the days when you are coming back from traveling and you are late, police will guide you to your house and they will even tell you, okay, this is your place, I'll be okay. They will even escort you from where you are coming from. But nowadays, my dad used to say, anytime I'm coming back from traveling in the night, I would rather sleep somewhere else and go home in the next day because they might go, maybe whenever, he said, if you are going home, they might do something else for you sometimes. Because yes, he said he didn't know the kind of people. He didn't know the kind of people that enter our Nigerian police nowadays. That sometimes because of money they can kill. So it's really affecting us. I don't understand.
Do you feel safe as a Nigerian?
I'm not safe. See, anytime I want to leave my house I used to pray to God, as I'm going, let me go and come back safe. Because in Nigeria, we are not safe. We are not safe. But it's only God that is protecting us in this country.
If you were to relocate out of this country, would you think twice about it? If you had the opportunity to relocate?
I will relocate though.
Without batting an
I
eye?
will relocate.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Biscon Politics, but we know you.
Thank you so much.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Audrey Samuel.
What's your occupation?
I'm a security personnel.
Oh, yeah. You're the one for the job because we're talking about security right now. What's your view about the state of security of this nation presently?
Well, to me personally, the security of this nation is just under threat, and the federal government or the state government need to do more in ensuring that lives and property have been secured. Oftentimes we heard about so many incidents that if the government are so serious about the security of all the citizens, we shouldn't have been hearing that. Properties, lives are not well secured in Nigeria compared to even some African nations and some developed countries. So, and that is why some people, they find it very difficult to come to Nigeria, especially the expatriates and people from other parts of the world, because of the security condition of the nation. So I want to believe that the federal government can still do more in ensuring that lives and property are well secured.
Okay, I want to talk about extrajudicial killings. What's your view about it? The soldiers, the police killing citizens?
I want to believe it's not a good thing, because the law has to take, exactly. So that's just it. A situation whereby the police, they shoot, sporadically, or the armed forces, they take law into their hands, is not a good thing. So that is my own take on that. Yeah.
Now you're a security personnel. How would you say do you feel safe in this country as a citizen of Nigeria? Do you feel safe?
The safety is of the Lord. I want to believe that. But at the same time, there are some security measures that we also need to put in place to make sure that our lives and properties are secure. For example, as a security personnel, I make sure that I don't allow my door to be open. So that is the essence, because anybody that wants to gain access into my house or into my premises, the person has to be screened. And again, when I'm going out, I pass instruction to my children even if it is somebody that we know, don't allow anybody to enter. So if we can, if we can, how will I say it now? If we can tell people about this, I think, because there are some killings that we can avoid. There are some killings that, we can just deter if we have some basic security knowledge. Sure, you understand? So I think we need to, there's a particular word I want to use. We just need to tell our people about, the rudiments of security. There are some 1, 2, 3 ABC of security.
And what are those? Could you just
For example, like we talk about access control. Access control is that somebody cannot just gain us. We have had so many cases whereby in a sitting room, somebody will just bash into your sitting room and they will collect money, collect handset and all that, simply because your door, is widely open. But if the door is kept closed, before anybody can gain access into your, at least you have to see the person. Who is this person and all? So there are some basic security techniques that we need to intimate our families, well wishers and every other person to safeguard us from all these, just simple, simple thefts. Let me just put it that way, or simple robbery.
Welcome to Biscon Politics. May we know you?
My name is Mercy Ajibare.
Okay. What's your occupation?
Okay, I'm an artist.
All right. We're talking about the state of security of this nation. What's your view about it?
I feel so sad about it because I have people that have been affected, most especially in the northern part of the country. I can remember like last week, my mom had to travel down to Lagos because the state of insecurity was so pathetic that there's even curfew for 3 o'clock. So I think that the government can do more when it comes to security because lives have been affected. People don't want to go out because they are afraid for their lives. If you go to places, you see that everything one does is with fear. A country that you have to do something with fear, you're not safe. You want to move to this place, you think there's something that, most especially the northern part of Nigeria, should be critically looked into because lives are being lost every day. My security boy just came from the village. He said they sleep in the bush, that they give them guns because they have to protect themselves. If at the north people can't have peace, there's not going to be development. The schools have been affected. Children can't go to schools and they are free. So I want to say that the state of insecurity in Nigeria is so terrible that even the little children knows that there is a problem in the country. So the president or those in powers, they can do more to make sure that everything that has to do with the citizens, we can move in peace, we can sleep in peace, we can do our daily business in peace without a fear of being gunned down, without a fear of Boko Haram coming to bomb anybody, because those in the north actually are the principal people going through this at the moment.
What do you feel about the police and the military? Do you feel safe with them?
Well, with the rate of incidences happening with the police being the one that are supposed to protect the citizens, are the ones shooting the citizens, I think we're not safe anymore because they are supposed to protect us. If you find that somebody is a thief, you need to be proven in the court of law that this person is a thief. You don't shoot and say it is a missed bullet. So that means they don't have control over their guns. So if that is the reason, they should be cautioned because they are supposed to protect lives and property, not them being the same people killing lives. So with the police and the military, I will tell you, I just believe that they are not the ones securing my life. I'm being protected by God. Because since it's because of that Color Day incident, somebody who knows him told me about it. I felt so sad. Even if by adventure something happened, you should critically sit down, analyze, and if court has proven that this person has done something, let the law judge itself and not the police shooting unnecessarily, and let them concentrate on protecting lives. We know that sometimes they don't feel safe because they say that if I go and they get to kill me, my family are the ones that will suffer for that. So the government should also reassure them that if you give your life to save the country, your family will not suffer. Your participation will be looked into, and everything is going to it's going to work out fine. I think with that, the police and the military, we know that they are not just risking their life in vain, but they're doing that for a cause, and that cause is being looked into, and their families are not also being forgotten.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome to Biscon Politics. May we know you?
Okay, my name is Onyeka Bibian.
What's your occupation?
I'm an artist.
Okay. We're talking about the state of security of the nation. What's your view about it?
Well, it's very, very appalling because people don't get to sleep with their two eyes closed, and the rates of, I see it as many youths that are unemployed and are restless. So many of them going through robbery cases, and all these things are what is causing insecurities. The police are not properly cared for. You see police collecting money when you are traveling, and it's very, very bad. Recently they said corps members were arrested. Corps members were abducted, which is very, very bad. These are people that are going to serve their fatherland, and there is no proper security for this corps member. They are not encouraging people to come out. Now many parents will be scared of sending their children to go and serve their fatherland. Nigerians as a whole, not just the government, should try and do something. Everybody has a collective responsibility for everybody to try and make sure that we watch over our society, we watch our neighbors. You try and look like if something is not going right, try and report to the appropriate authorities. Although sometimes we are scared that you might be found wanting or somehow implicated. So, but we owe it to ourselves, because if you keep quiet, it might turn to you. So we owe it for us to try and make sure that we report to the appropriate authorities.
Do you feel safe as a Nigerian?
Well, I don't feel safe because sometimes when I'm out, my parents, my family, my friends, they are worried. Like, where are you? You understand? Sometimes you see some things happening on the road and you feel like, what if I'm in that person's position? What will I do? I don't feel safe as a Nigerian. I just look up to God.
Now, concerning the security forces, the police and the army, how do you feel when you see them? What comes to your mind? Do you have that sense of security or sense of fear?
Kind of. I feel in between, because I feel that these are people that sometimes they are not properly cared for, and you see a policeman on duty post for long hours and there are no proper adequate facilities. Like I don't even know whether they have where they make inconveniences. You understand? They stand under the sun. There should be proper amenities for these people. Even the soldiers too, they are trying. So I feel pity for them, because they don't have anything to do. They feel like this is what I'm doing for my country and I'm not getting back in return. So that is why
it makes them
vulnerable. Vulnerable to collect money, and they don't really care about the welfare of the citizen, because they have families too, and they have to get back to their family and say, okay, my wife, this is what I have for you. My child, this is what I have for you. The landlord doesn't want to hear that you cannot pay your rent, or the principal doesn't want to hear that your children cannot pay their school fees. So nobody cares.
So in a nutshell, the government is not doing enough.
The government is not doing enough, and we individuals, we have to put in our best too. We have to be our brother's keeper, not minding who is who. We have to just reach out for each other.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
So in a nutshell, the people have spoken. Most of them have based the issues on ground to lack of care for this security personnel, to lack of employment, and several others. We just hope the government, listens and tackles these issues so that the people can live their lives in security. They can live their lives in safety, assurance, knowing fully well that the citizens of this great nation, and they deserve every best the nation has to offer them. I'm EmmanuaLla Edun Adedeji, reporting for Biscon Politics.